Hi loves, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Trish and today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me with the new Essence Villians Collection. So this is going to be more of a chatty get ready with me. I am talking about why we are moving and our house buying process. So if that is something that interests you and seeing these new products in action, just go ahead and keep watching. First, if you have yet to subscribe, I'd love it if you join the family. And now let's get on to the video. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to go ahead with my ColourPop Party Proof Eye Primer and get started on my eyes. So, you guys, I have alluded to the reason why we are moving quite a lot on my channel, but I figured I'd go ahead and tell you guys the whole story, compiled with why we ended up buying a house we have not seen. So, where to start with? And I'm going to be using the new Essence Scar palette, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so to start with, I'm just going to take Savannah here. So to start with, I'm sorry if you hear noises in the background. We are in the middle of moving. I don't know when this is going to go up, but we are in the thick of moving right now. So it's loud in my house, it just is. But this goes back to July, and if you guys watch my hauls, you have heard me say repeatedly that I had a really not good July. The reason for that came from, let me grab a brush here. Yeah, that's clean enough. I'm using this brush, and I'm going to go in with, let's go with Promises, this one up here. But my July. So let's start with the car wreck, because that's pretty much what catapulted my July into a whirlwind. So me and my husband and our two daughters got into a 3-car accident. We're all okay. But the car was totaled, and on the next day, while we were still recovering from whiplash, the lady that owns the house we live in informed us that we needed to move out because she wants to sell it. So, oh, sorry, I'm getting over being sick. So, do you guys like my coffee mug? I love this. I found it at Hobby Lobby. But anyway, back to the story. So while we were still suffering from whiplash, we started house hunting. Then we ran into the biggest problem that catapulted our stress, from here, a normal, hey, you're getting evicted thing, to here. And that is, where do we move to? Now, for most people who have jobs, you get evicted, you try to find a house around the area that, you work. That's just the thing. Me and my husband own our own business, and it is an online business. So we could basically move anywhere in the continental US. So we went from looking for houses in Texas to Colorado to Nebraska to Iowa to Michigan to Minnesota, basically anywhere that wasn't the East Coast. We've been on the East Coast for the last 15 years, and we just didn't want to be on the East Coast. So we looked everywhere for a house. Literally everywhere. And then we decided, okay, well, we definitely want to be kind of towards the Great Lakes, because we had taken a vacation there, and we really liked the Great Lakes more than I like the beach, actually. I've lived near the beach for the vast majority of my life, I've lived near a beach. I lived in Hawaii, and then I moved to North Carolina, and then I moved to South Carolina. So I've been on beaches. Like, beaches are the vast majority of my life. But I really liked the Great Lakes, and I really fell in love with those, and so did my husband. So we decided we were gonna focus on the Great Lakes. Which state? That was the next issue. Okay, so we decided we were gonna go to Ohio, mostly because they had most of the houses in the price range that we wanted. And so I booked a plane ticket and I went to Ohio. And we put an offer in on a house that we hadn't seen, but we actually saw pictures of the inside of it, and it looked good, and we just made the offer contingent on seeing the house. I flew up there, I looked at the house, decided we didn't want it. So I started looking at different houses in the Ohio area. That's really pretty. Like, the dimension that one color gave is really pretty. But I started looking at houses in the Ohio area, and I didn't really find very many houses that I liked in our price range. There are certain things that, I'm going to use this purple one here, that I just stuck my finger in. There are certain things I look for when I look in a house, and I didn't find what I was looking for. So me and my husband decided we were going to regroup and try again. So I flew back here to South Carolina, and we regrouped and started looking again. This time we tried Michigan and Illinois. And the area that stuck out the most in Illinois is the Quad Cities. So my husband flew up to the Quad Cities on a whirlwind trip, just like, you know, what I just had. And he flew up there and decided to see some houses. We found a really good realtor, and she showed him like 20 houses in 2 days that were available, but none of them really struck his fancy. So he came back here and we talked about it, decided to put an offer in on a house, but that offer again fell through. And so we were still looking in the Quad Cities, but the way we were looking was different. Instead of flying up this time, we asked our realtor to do Zoom calls with us, so we could see the house, and she would walk through and just, you know, have the camera facing away from her, and, you know, she'd do the walkthrough with us, and she kind of knew what we were looking for at that point in time. So since she knew what we were looking for, you know, we trust her judgment, and there was this house that was listed. That sounds so weird saying it. Okay. I'm like blushing now. But there was this house listed that we affectionately refer to as the Castle House, but it had no inside pictures of it. And we kind of wanted to see it. It was in a neighborhood that my husband had driven in, and he said it wasn't a bad neighborhood. And, you know, we kind of wanted to see the inside of the house. So we did this chaotic Zoom call, because the reason there were no pictures of the inside of the house is there were tenants in it. So they had to schedule the appointment with the tenants, and it was just very chaotic with the tenants in there. But from what we saw of the house, which albeit was not as good as the rest of the Zoom calls, but what we saw of the house was gorgeous. So we decided to put an offer in on it without seeing the house. Well, it all boils down to the fact that we actually ended up buying that house. So we bought a house, and we hadn't even seen pictures of the inside of it, which I don't know if you guys have looked at the houses, but the pictures that they post on like Zillow are so edited that I wouldn't even trust pictures if I had seen them. But we saw the house, we really liked it, and we bought the house. it was just something that we, you know, decided to do. We didn't want to lose it. It was a gorgeous house, and then we had to do the wait for the tenants and everything else, which it's fine. You know, it is what it is. But to this day, we still have not like personally seen this house, nor have we really seen pictures of the inside except for the appraisals and the inspections that we had done. So we haven't even seen like the pictures of the inside. I'm gonna go in with Pride Rock right here on my finger. So we are flying up actually in like a week from today to do our first walkthrough on the house the day before we get the keys. So it's been a very stressful time. I will say I don't recommend it, but it's actually not as bad as you think buying a house that you haven't seen, because there are so many inspections you can get done on a house to verify that the house you're moving into is livable, because we are buying this house to move into. And due to the inspections that we've had done, we know it's livable. We just don't really know much about the house. So it's really funny when we're talking to our family members or whatever, they're like, so do you have a fireplace? It's gonna be cold up there. We're like, I don't know. I don't know. But that is our whirlwind of a story that we have. I'm gonna do you, let's do Pride Lands in the inner corner. But that is our whirlwind of a story, because Pride Lands isn't picking up that well. Let me do Claws Out on the inner corner. But that is our whirlwind of a story, and why this house has been so stressful for us is it's very, very hard to want to move, even harder to want to move states, but not know where you're going. You know, a lot of people asked us why we wanted to move up north, because I've obviously always been a beach girl in the South, but it's just one of those things that we really liked it and we want to move that way. For people who live in the snow, they probably think I'm crazy, but it's very hard to move to a different state when you don't know which state you want to go to. And basically the US is your oyster, except for the fact that it has to be continental, obviously, because shipping costs in Hawaii and Alaska are a little much, or I would definitely be moving back to Hawaii, not Alaska. But there we go. And that's the finished eyeshadow look. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this on top of it. There we go. Give it just a little bit more of a punch. But yeah, that is why we are moving. That is how kind of we found our location that we are moving to. We are moving to the Quad Cities, the Illinois side. Which, if you guys don't know what that basically means, is we're moving to the Mississippi River. And the Quad Cities, there's Davenport on one side, and then there's Rock Island, Moline, and East Moline on the other side of the Mississippi. And of course, Davenport is in Iowa, and Rock City or Rock Island? I don't remember which one, but that one, Moline and East Moline, are in the other side. So we are really excited to be moving, but I thought it would be fun to kind of vlog the experience of seeing our house and seeing our like house that we bought and the renovations that we need to do, because obviously I'm thinking that there will be renovations on it, but I don't know. I haven't seen the house. I don't know if there will be renovations. I don't know. But I figured it would be fun to vlog the whole experience, so I am going to be vlogging that. So if that's not something that interests you, don't worry about it. There will still be makeup videos on my channel, but I thought it would be a lot more interesting to like vlog first impressions and stuff like that, especially of the area, because while my husband has gone up there and seen the area, I have not. This is going to be a whole new thing for me. So very, very interested in that. And we have been packing up what seems like forever at this point in time. And it is officially here. Like, I'm so excited. Next week we are getting our U-Haul and we're driving up there. So super, super excited. For my foundation, I am mixing 1 pump of my Missha BB cream and 1 pump of my Joah Primedation. And I've really been liking this mix. It's, the Missha BB cream is not very full coverage. If you guys watch Jessica Braun, you know she loves the Missha BB cream, but I really do like it when my skin is looking great, but I do find I have to mix it with a little bit of a more full coverage foundation when my skin is acting up, and with the amount of stress that these past few months have been, then yeah. So anyway, I'm mixing it with a full coverage foundation and just using my DHC Velvet Skin Coat, use it all the time. But that is the story of where, why, and how we're moving, I guess you could say. The other, just felt like I flipped my hair in my foundation, did I? The other interesting part about this is the self-employed aspect of it, because we had to get qualified. And being self-employed, like, I keep the books, I do QuickBooks Self-Employed, and I do keep the books, but we had to go through so much more than we thought, and had to, like, I will say we had to produce things that we never thought we would have to produce. Because, and I don't know if that's because we're self-employed or not, but you guys, like, this is my first time buying a house. It was never on my radar to buy a house, but at this point in time, me and my husband are like, okay, we got like maybe 5 years left, and then we want to go, you know, traveling, so let's just buy a house so we don't have to worry about, you know, trying to find another place to live. You guys, I will say, you know, our business does relatively good, but just the amount of stuff that they require, and it's stuff you wouldn't even think about. Like, this is my current husband is my third husband. Yes, I've been married 3 times, guys. And I'm his second wife. And we had to, mind you, he has been divorced from his wife, his first wife, for over 18 years, and me and my husband have been married over 7 years. And we're applying for this mortgage together with our business, and yet they still want like us to find the divorce certificate and stuff like that. And I'm just in shock that that's even a thing that we had to like seriously look for, because that was 18 years ago and nobody has asked for that, especially, you know, since we're married. They've asked for a marriage certificate, obviously, but never a divorce certificate of your first wife. Like, what? So just a little stuff like that, like, really shocked me about buying a house. And if you guys are not first time home buyers, you probably, or you're, you know, not in the US, you're probably like, oh my gosh, but there's a lot you have to produce that you don't think you'd have to produce. So, okay, and the base is done. I think I'm going to use, I have these two. I have the Evil Queen here, or Ursula here. The eyes are kind of dark. Maybe do Ursula. I'll do Ursula, this more nudie color here. But that is about, that is our whole moving story that is still ongoing. at this moment in time. Like, we're still very excited to see the house whenever we see it, and I'm still very excited to see the location. I will tell you, the part about moving is not the part about moving to a new house that you haven't seen. It's the hard part isn't what you think it is. Like, I'm very excited to move. I'm very excited to see the house. I'm very excited for all that, but you know, when you like move and you get a new house, you're like, okay, I really want to buy dishes for the new house that kind of match the kitchen, just to kind of celebrate. Okay, well, imagine you haven't seen this house. How are you buying dishes for it? That is what I'm running into. And we are like not taking a lot of our furniture. We're buying new when we get there because we don't know what the house looks like. We don't know what furniture would look good in it, what furniture wouldn't look good in it. It's one of those things that we are just kind of playing it by ear in a really not good sort of way. But I'd have to say that's probably the worst part about trying to buy a house that, or trying to move to a house that you haven't seen the inside of and you don't know anything about, because, you know, we want to decorate the front entryway and that's great, but I don't know the dimensions of the entryway. I don't know where things are, where the plugs are, or anything else. Oh, here you guys go. The other part about that, and I just used the Shades by Shan bronzer. The other part about this is I'm gonna use the Evil Queen lip balm. The house that we bought is 132 years old. I don't know if I like that shade. Yes, 132 years old. The house that Chip and Joanna Gaines, or the castle that Chip and Joanna Gaines right now are renovating, is actually younger than my house that was built in 1890. Yay. That's fine. So, okay, well, this is where I'm going to leave that. I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes and I will be right back because I cannot line them while I am on camera. Okay, so here is my finished eye look. I did line my eyes with my Bobbi Brown black ink gel eyeliner and then tight lined with my Urban Decay 24/7 in Perversion. And I am wearing the Tartelette tubing mascara. But I don't think I like this lip color, this Evil Queen. It's kind of just like almost a bubblegum pink lip color, and I think I need just a little something more today. So, what can I use? I think I will use my MAC in Spiked Cocoa. So let me go ahead and line my lips and apply this, and I will be right back. Okay, and that is the MAC new holiday collection, the Spiked Cocoa and then the NYX eyeliner in Sandstorm. And this is the final look. It looks very grungy, at least what I'm looking at here. If I look into the mirror, it looks good. And the viewfinder though, with all the lights coming on me, it looks kind of grungy. We're going grungy today. It seems to fit the mood, but let me get you guys zoomed out and I will give you my thoughts on the Essence collection, the Villains collection. So the first thing, the Essence Scar Villains palette. I love this palette, you guys. This is my second day in a row using it. I will pop up on the screen a picture of my eye look yesterday. It was a green look. It was really, really pretty. So today I did do a little bit of darker look. I like them. They're lasting all day. I did wear it to the movies. Dogs. I did wear it to the movies yesterday. It did last through an all day wear. So I'm really liking this. I really like the Essence quality shadows. I will throw in some swatches if you guys want to see it. Good quality. I'm enjoying it. The blushes, I actually really like these blushes, and they again are lasting all day. They kind of remind me of the Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, the Charlotte Tilbury blushes, right? Like, kind of, right? But they're very pretty. They are very pigmented, so go light-handed when you go to put them on, but gorgeous, and you will probably never go through a whole one of these. How many ounces is in this? Let's see here. It's 0.31 ounces or 9 grams of product in this. You will never go through this, especially with how pigmented it is. So a really good quality, and I really like them. And they do have great lasting power. These little, they say they are lipsticks. They call this, what do they call this? The color changing lipstick. This one's in 01 Obsession, and this one is in 02 Confidence. They don't have a lot of color. Like, these are not lipsticks. I would call these like maybe tinted balms. As you saw, it was just the lightest pink, but this one's like a very bubblegum light pink. And this one yesterday was more of, I want to say like a purplish kind of pink. Purplish kind of pink. Sure, I'm doing great with colors today. But all in all, I really like this collection. If you picked up anything from this collection, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.